Your trading edge only works if you execute it consistently. Inconsistency destroys your statistical advantage. Let's say we're doing a coin flip strategy, right? We're coin flipping, right? A coin flip strategy executed perfectly every time can be profitable, right? Because you're coin flipping, right? You're consistently coin flipping, right? A great strategy executed randomly cannot. Think about that. A coin flip strategy executed perfectly every time can be profitable. But a great strategy executed randomly cannot. What is the difference there? Coin flip strategy is consistent, consistently flipping. An executed strategy is inconsistent. That's the difference. Every time you deviate from your rules, you're introducing a variable into your trading business that will poison your performance data. And I'm using those words. Poison. You know what poison is? Soon as poison touches something, it's all bad. I'm gonna say it again. Every time you deviate from your rules, you're introducing a variable that poisons your performance data. And let me give you an example. Let's say your strategy, whatever it is you trade. If you've backtested that strategy going back 3 years and you demo traded for 2 to 3 months after backtesting it, that means that you have taken possibly close to 1,000 trades of that strategy. Now that means what? I know for a fact if you backtested going back 3 years, you're taking at least 700. That's fact. I know the numbers. If you've demo traded for 2 to 3 months, I will give you probably another 200 to 300 on that. Possibly. I'll say 100, 150, just to keep it modest. So I'll say 850 trades that you've taken with this strategy. That means what? Number one, you're gonna be confident. Number two, you're gonna understand how to take the trade. 3, you're gonna have the repetition that's gonna make you execute the trade the way it should be executed, right? Now, that means now every time that trade sets up, every time your strategy sets up, you're supposed to take it. Every single time. I just said it. Every time your strategy sets up after doing those things that I stated, the backtesting, the demo trading, you're over 800 plus trades, close to 1,000 trades that you've taken with this strategy. You have, like I said, you have your confidence, you have your repetition. You should know how that strategy works, front to back. Risk management, entry, take profit, all that. What works best if you're gonna take a base hit, leave a runner, all those things. You should have that dialed in, right? Now, once again, when that strategy sets up, you take it. Every time it sets up, you take it. Now, let's say every time it sets up, you don't take it. You just killed your statistical advantage. Because remember, everything is based on numbers in trading, right? It's based on probability, right? So think about this. You have 2 people looking for a job. One person puts in 10 applications, the other one puts in 100. Who you think has the higher probability of getting a job? Very simple, right? The one that put in 100. Okay, let's equate that to trading. Every time your strategy, 2 people trading the same strat. Person A, they take it here and there, but not every time when the strategy sets up. Person B, trader B, every time the strategy sets up, they take it. Now, that's where your risk, leverage, position sizing, that's where that really truly matters now. Because if you take it every time that it sets up, every time your strategy sets up, you take that trade and your position size is good, your leverage is good, you're exercising good risk management, what do you think is going to happen? Your statistical advantage, your statistical advantage is going to be extremely high, much more higher than trader A. Even if trader A is exercising good risk management, position sizing, and leverage, but they're just not taking it all the time. Think about it. There's going to be times that they don't take it where it's going to hit. There's going to be times that they don't take it where it's going to, be non-profitable. But if you're taking it every time it sets up, you just increase your statistical advantage because now your probability ratio is super high. Remember, we are playing a numbers game in trading. You can't just take your strategy sometimes and expect to be profitable over a long period of time. Remember, we're playing the long game. And in the long game, that means what? You have to take the strategy. Every time your setup comes, you have to take it every time it comes. As long as you do that, your probability ratio is going to be so high that I guarantee you over 100 trades, you're going to be eating. You're going to be eating. Because if you understand probability ratios and you risk and your risk management is intact and your leverage is right, your position sizing is right, you can be out of 10 trades, you can be profitable. You could be non-profitable on 6, profitable on 4, and still be profitable. Go figure. I just told you, it's a numbers game. But you can't get that ratio if you're not taking your strategy every time it sets up. That's why your trading edge only works if you execute it consistently. That means what? That's why I tell you, no feelings, no emotions. That's so what? You get out of your head. We don't want to be in our head. Like, oh, I don't know, I'm going to take it today. No, if it sets up, you take it. But the only way you can have that confidence is what? The back testing and the demo trading. I sound like a broken record. I preach this and preach this and preach this. That's the only way you're going to get to that. You have to do those things. If you're not back testing the strategy and you're not demo trading, you're just taking it when I take it or you taking it when other coaches are calling it out, good luck. That is going to be the main reason why you're not seeing any, consistency and any progress in your trading business. You're not going to be able to get past with that. And to kill any misconceptions, because I always like to say this, because there's one huge misconception that I realize in trading communities. People think that they're going to buy an account and they're going to take call outs and they think that they're going to eat. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You ain't going to eat like that. You ain't going to become a consistent, independent, profitable trader that way. You're going to be a dependent, inconsistent trader. Can't even call you profitable. That's just the way it's going to work. You got to put in the work. This is a financial skill. Learn it, study it, go after it. You got to want it. Whatever rule that you break most often in your trading is what you need to focus on. And then also you need to focus on, why do you think that this is happening? Is it a discipline thing? Like, you got to look inside yourself and see who you are. For me, what I learned is I'm an overzealous person. Go look up the word overzealous. I have that. That's one of my idiosyncrasies. Didn't know it until I started trading. And then I look back on my personal life and was like, oh, I've done that here. I've done that there. I've done that a lot. Wow. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that I was even like that. Dang. Now, it is what it is. We ain't perfect, but you got to be able to identify these things about yourself. And when you do, then that can help you overcome whatever idiosyncrasy could be hurting your trading, because it's going to hurt your trading game. And for me, what helped overcome the overzealousness was discipline. I was disciplined. I'm pretty regimented, but I realized I was more disciplined in my trading I was more disciplined in my exercise and my diet than I was in other areas of my life. That's where the overzealousness would kick in. And a lot of it came to when it came to money. And I had to understand that. Because I was blessed enough to where I had a business very young, and my business did really, really well. So I've never ever had to literally budget money, literally. And that's not good. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. And I'm just giving y'all a little story. And so you can kind of understand like how these things impacted me later on in my life. I realized I didn't know that. Well, okay, let me start again. I never really had to budget money, meaning budget my money on what I'm spending. I used to have budgets for my business, but my personal money that I'm spending. Never had to budget money. I don't care if rent was due the next day. If I wanted to go spend 3-4 bands on something, I could go spend 3-4 bands and I wasn't worrying about, I got to pay my rent. Kind of some of the things most 20-year-olds deal with, right? It's just what it is. I didn't have that caveat. I'm not going to even say it was an issue. I didn't have that caveat. Like I was pretty free when it comes to spending my bread. So I never really had to budget money. And I was a saver. Like I had money saved and all that. I was just blessed enough where I was able to spend how I wanted to spend. And what I realized is that caused me to be very overzealous when it came to money. Meaning, like, I would buy something, and then after, because I'm overzealous, I gotta have it, right? And then I would realize, man, if I'd have just did this step and this step, I could have got that maybe 50% less, 75% less, or I maybe wouldn't even have to spend a certain amount of money. I could have just spent this and still got the same value. It's almost like being impulsive in a sense. And I started learning that as I got a little bit older. Like, so I had to learn how to slow it down a little bit. Like, don't be so impulsive. Even though my intentions were good, like I always went into something with the best intentions, but still it's good to like lean back for a sec. Lean back, slow down, see what's in front of you, and then spend your bread. Or don't be so quick to just be like, how much? This? There you go. Like, no. And it's not about being cheap. It ain't about always looking for a deal, because I like to pay my way. But the thing is that transcended into other areas of my life. Meaning, I remember one time, a good friend of mine, my best friend, he was trying to do something for me. And because I was so overzealous, I like messed it up. He was trying to do something for me, and I was like, nah, you ain't got to worry about it. Ooh, I got this, I got it. And didn't even realize that he was trying to do something for me. That was another example when I started to realize, like, yeah, bro, you got this little quality about yourself. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, you mean well, but you got to lean back. You got to exercise more discipline. Sometimes you got to let the situation manifest itself first before you start implementing things. And I had to apologize to my brother. Like, we laugh about that now. Like, man, remember that time you was, and I didn't even realize it afterwards, like he was trying to do something it was on my birthday. He was trying to do something for me. But because I was so, nah, I got it, it's cool, bro, ooh, this and that, I blocked my own blessing. So I said that to say, it's very, very important that you put the discipline hand down, because the discipline hand is what's going to actually keep you safe, and it's going to encompass everything. So any kind of idiosyncrasies that you may be dealing with, I would say you got to identify them, but also too, you know that the solution is discipline. You got to be disciplined, because discipline is going to allow you to what? Sit back, scope the playing field before you make a move, because that's what discipline does. And that's what you have to be, even in your trading. Like, you got to be disciplined. Being disciplined is going to do what? allow you to execute your trading edge consistently. You can't be in your head. You can't be on, oh, this how I, no. No feelings, no emotions in trading. You got to stay stoic. That's the word. Go look it up, stoic. That's the perfect word and the perfect demeanor that you need to have as a trader. Staying stoic. But also remember, discipline is the solution for all of these different caveats that we deal with. That's the most important thing that I can say. Because if not, you will be destroying your statistical advantage, or actually poisoning your statistical advantage. So just keep that in mind. We got to be like a robot. We come up on the charts, we set up the same way, we do the same things. You're charting, like just all of that. Like you just want to be a robot. You want to have like a mechanical structure, like a machine, right? When you think about a machine, how does a machine work? It only works the way in the steps that it goes. And when it's off, it's doing nothing. When it's back on again, it's back going. The machine is gonna operate the same way in those steps again. It's not going to change. But the difference with a machine is a machine don't have a brain, at least not a human brain, where all these thoughts and things can come in there and subconscious mind and all that can come in there and thwart that, right? Meaning take it off its course. So that's how we have to think when it comes to trading. It's a fine line between personal life and trading life. And you have to understand, like, you got to toe that line. When you're trading, you got to be over here. In your personal life, you got to be over there. They can't. Some of the things will trickle down. Like if you're disciplined in your personal life, you'll be disciplined in your trading life. We talked about this yesterday, but then some things don't trickle over. Like in your personal life, you got to be sympathetic, right? If you have children, you got to be sympathetic to your family, to your loved ones. You know, you got to show some sympathy. You can't be just cold and dead inside. But then in trading, ain't no sympathy, ain't no love, ain't no emotion, ain't no none of that. Staying stoic and being disciplined and being robotic. Now, it doesn't mean you can't say, cool, I did great on that trade. Yeah, that's cool. Or it's okay to say, hey, I noticed I'm getting better at that, and be happy about that. But we're not walking around the house after every trade, fist bumping, like, woo, screaming at the top of our lungs, like, yeah, we did it. Like, no, we didn't do anything. We just generated some revenue for our business, had a great day today, and tomorrow we move on. Same thing if the trade is non-profitable. We're not about to be walking around the house mad, pissed off, kicking stuff, throwing stuff, letting that stay with us all day to where our demeanor has changed. We're taking it out on other people. Like, no. Our business play, we pay some bills today. No harm, no foul. Next day. Like, that is the ideology. That is the mentality.